In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to squeeze out a little bit more income out of your portfolio today by selling a covered call on an index related fund that I'll share with you in 1 second. So we earn over 100,000 per year in dividends at this channel, and our performance and value is we're up 40% for the year, 40%. The Dow's up 4, the SP's up 17, and the Nasdaq's up 35%. So beating all indexes as usual. I hope that continues. I just sold short yesterday some Cornerstone. I hope that didn't scare you guys away, but it makes a lot of sense. I thought a lot of my opinions for Cornerstone on selling it short had some merit. So even though the market is still up fractionally today, it's up 0.17. We're up 0.17, okay? And the market's up 0.15, 0.42, 0.15, the Dow. So we're almost exactly in line with the indexes, even though we have all this margin on. You know, you would think with all this extra margin leverage, this 235,000 in margin, you would think that I would be, my performance would be all over the place, and my percentages would be a much higher beta here. They would be up or down 1% or up or down 2%, but 0.17, same as the indexes as I just showed you above, because we tie all of our investments to the indexes. How else are you going to get ahead? The indexes average 7% per year over time, and no one can beat the S&P consistently. Well, 90% of fund managers can't beat the S&P consistently. So I just do it in the form of dividends, because dividends qualify to banks for loans. So if you want to live financially free, you have to have either a paycheck or dividends, and I just stick with dividends because I think time is money, and I'd rather spend my time doing what I love instead of working a 9 to 5. So 500,000 we have in Cornerstone. That's an index play, and we sold that short yesterday, 20K, just to start. Again, that's in the other video, but our other index play here, UPRO, is what I sold a covered call on. So UPRO, UPRO, where is it? I happen to have 100 shares here, so 100 shares. And I'm up 400 in the position here, 9%. So I'm trying to maximize where I can here. This gain is from something else. I'm making another video on where that gain came from today. I'll break it into another video. It's Bitcoin, long story short, and I'm playing Bitcoin in an alternative or unconventional way, you may say. So stay tuned for that video. But so we're up 1,000, even though, again, our performance and value, we're up 40%, okay? The market's up huge. The SP's up 17, even though we're up big, that's alarming, I said in the last video. So we're shorting, and here I'm selling a covered call on UPRO because I have 100 shares. I'm up $400 in the position, and here, as you can see, 400. And so I don't want to take the gains because I have to pay taxes. I don't like to pay taxes, and also I always loved I love indexed exposure on at all times. You have to stay invested at all times. You can't time the market. Look at what Warren Buffett says, you can't time the market. You have to stay invested. And so how can I squeeze out more income out of my account today? 100 shares here. I sold a covered call. Here it is on UPRO at the bottom here. UPRO call. So got about I got 540 for this. It gave me a bad execution price, but I don't care about that because I'm selling the option, not buying the option. I'll just let it expire. Or I'll take assignment, whatever has to happen when I sell puts. But in this case, selling calls, I thought, okay, I don't normally like to sell covered calls, but I do have 100 shares of UPRO. I don't want to take the gain and pay taxes. I want to keep indexed exposure on, even though the market looks overheated now at this point. So I sold this call because calls act as a form of defense for you. When the market's going down, these calls will go up in price. And so I kind of use it as a hedge as well to play against the market tops. And so 540 at 60, a strike price, okay, 60. That means that it has to move up 10 points essentially from here for me to get called away. So I get not only $500, but I get $500 as you saw below, and I get 10 points of upside to 60. So we're at 49 here in UPRO. I have almost 10 points up, and Do you really think that can happen this year? I don't think so. And so I sold the put out till 2025, as you can see here, because that's how I get all of my extra premiums. I sell them long term. People say, you're crazy for selling them long term. Why do you do that? Well, if I sell them short term, then there's going to be nothing here. I'm going to receive a nothing premium short term, and it won't act as any defense whatsoever either, by the way. It'll just be, if I receive $30 for selling a call, covered call on UPRO for the month, then $30 won't do anything for me. It didn't knock down my margin. When I sell the call, it knocked down my margin by $500. Of course, I'm always trying to knock down my margin, even though I don't care because that's low interest margin, but I'm always trying to do something to knock down margin if it makes sense in the account. And here it makes sense to hedge against the highs in the market. And I have 100 shares of UPRO. I have a profit I'm trying to protect, but I put the strike price 10 points out so that it's, I mean, that's a large move for the market to make. From 50 to 60, that's about 21% or something like that. Let's do the math really fast. We go here to the calculator. 50 to 60, what is that, 20%? Yes, so 50%, okay? 20%, let's just say 21 divided by 3, because UPRO is a triple. So that's 7% the market has to move up. The market's already up, as I showed you, 15%, 17%? Let's look at performance and value. The market's already up this year 17%. So, that's a monster move for the market to have in 1 year, okay? The NASDAQ up 35, and that's not a stock, that's the index. So that's why I'm doing defensive moves here, selling short Cornerstone, which again, I thought, still, I'm really proud of that idea, guys. Please take some time to consider that. I raised equity by doing this. Now I can spend more out of my account because I lowered my maintenance in Cornerstone. All right, I showed you those box positions yesterday. And if you need help understanding maintenance, okay, that's in my margin e-guides. Email me there at akintodd48@gmail.com. Also in the Discord chat room, I've gotten some good feedback on the shorting from Cornerstone. And I even called E-Trade Platinum today, and they said that they couldn't find anything wrong with the strategy. I am selling the short at 17% market price and dripping at 21%. As you can see here with Cornerstone here, the $8 share price, $8. Okay, $8. It drips at $6 for all you newcomers at the channel today. $6. So $6, $6.52, $6.42. Every month it drips there for 21% gain, 23% gain, 25, 28% gain. So that's why Cornerstone's so special. That's why it's a 4-star fund, as you can see here. CRF's a 5-star fund. CLM's a 4-star fund. And so, but you have to learn how to play it. You have to time the rights offerings properly, and that's what Discord is for. My chat room, it alerts you of the rights offering. So, but you have to buy my Cornerstone e-guide for that. Again, email me at akintodd48@gmail.com if you're interested in my e-guides on either margin or Cornerstone. So that's the defensive move I made there in Cornerstone, and E-Trade said that it was valid. Okay, all of my points there. You're getting an arbitrage to short at 17 and buy at 21% drip. You're raising your equity, and now you can do whatever you want with this equity. I can travel the world. I can swipe my E-Trade credit card out of here, my checking card. And even though I'm in $235,000 in margin, even if the market falls 10% or 20%, even if you're not in margin at all, you want to have a high equity number to withdraw from in your brokerage account so you can live financially free. That's why you need low maintenance names. A lot of people have Yield Max in their other brokerages, like I forgot what it is, TD Ameritrade or Fidelity, and it's 100% maintenance. Your Yield Max funds versus, here it's 50% at E-Trade, and Cornerstone is 30% maintenance. But when you box the positions, you get it down to 5% maintenance. I showed you that yesterday. If you want to see it one more time, here's the maintenance section on E-Trade. This is where you find all the maintenance requirements for your stocks. And here you can see CLM, I boxed it at 5%. So my maintenance went up 25% from the 30. So now I can travel the world and do more of what I want freely just because of that. And then I sold and then I sold 500. I sold that call on UPRO, sold the cover call, and that lowered my margin another $500. So I'm paying less interest now, obviously. And so I try to make these kinds of moves every day. And right now the market's had a big move, so it made sense to sell calls. The premiums are high because they've had a big move up. They act as a defensive move for you when the market's falling. I have 10 points of upside before I get assigned or called away, on the call option. And so I have plenty of upside left there, 20% before. So I get the $500 and I get the 20% up to, if we go up to 60, which would be a 7% move in the markets. That would be a big move this year. So I'm waiting for next year for that to happen. And in that case, that's where my put goes out to, is 2025. So I kind of look out for the next year, 2025, because this year we're already, looking past 2023, okay, looking into 2024. So that's one more year. And if we have another 7% market up year next year, well, then all of our account's going to clean up. The 500 grand we have almost in Cornerstone here, the 480 is going to really clean up on the long side. All these other longs that are indexed, like OARC small caps and, Tesla, all these other big, Fangus, ASG, USA, they're all tied to the indexes. So they're going to have huge moves, about 7%, 8% with, the market, because they follow the market. So we'll get all of our dividends, the 100,000 in dividends. We're going to get that this year and next year. It's every year. And we're going to get 7% next year. So I'm willing to be wrong on that trade past 60 on UPRO, selling the covered call there. I did it for a year so I could actually knock down my margin in a meaningful way by 500 instead of knocking it down by $30 or whatever by selling it monthly. So I don't want to go on and on this video, guys. All right. I'm dropping a lot of knowledge on you in the last couple of days. I realize that with Cornerstone shorting, with the boxing, and with selling these calls on UPRO in an unconventional way, selling them out to 2025. But I'm a long-term investor, and I invest with that kind of time horizon. So anyway, and I could go on and on, guys, but so that's what I did today. I squeezed out more income, lowered my margin, okay, by selling that call on UPRO. It was defensive, so I'm mitigating my risk here. And then I have another video coming out on what I did with Bitcoin, on how I squeezed more money out of that position without increasing risk necessarily. And so stay tuned for that video. And if you have any other questions on how I'm doing things here at this channel, using margin, playing Cornerstone, selling these options, email me for my e-guides at aikandtodd48@gmail.com, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.